An oil spill is when crude oil is leaked into the environment, usually into the ocean or another natural environment. This is most often due to human activity, but it can also be caused by mechanical malfunctions or natural disasters. When oil spills or leaks, it comes from an oil rig, an offshore drilling platform that extracts oil from the earth, or is leaked from an oil tanker, a large vessel made to transport oil. Oil spills can affect the environment, humans, and many other industries and politics. There are many effects from oil spills, most of which are detrimental to the environment, the wildlife and plants especially. Although you may think this is solely from the actual oil's effect on the system and immune system, there can also be indirect effects. This is from the cleanup process and the response of those cleaning up or the methods they use. The direct effect from the oil includes the fact that oil penetrates the fur and structure of mammals and seabirds. This leads to their ability to insulate themselves being lower, making them much more susceptible to temperature fluctuation in their environment, as well as less maneuverability. The death rate of young or baby animals also increases, as the strong smell of oil overpowers that of their young, so their parents cannot find them, and they perish. Most birds affected by oil spills die from complications caused by their lacked ability to forage, due to being soaked in oil. This could leave animals blind and therefore defenseless to predators. As well as the oil solely affecting the animals' bodies, it can also harm air quality. Crude oil is mainly made up of the chemicals called hydrocarbons, which contain chemicals that are toxic that could. The indirect effects are caused by oil dispersants, something that is used after an oil spill in an attempt to clean it up. Dispersants have proven to have negative effects to the environment, specifically marine life. This includes coral reefs, fish, and birds. This is because drops of oil can merge with drops of dispersant chemicals. This deadly combination binds together and could be even more dangerous to animal life than the untreated oil itself. Dispersants affect corals due to a chemical called Corexit 957, which sometimes prevents the fertilization of eggs and slows the young life process of corals. It affects aquatic life, fish, sea turtles, etc., by some chemical ingredients of the dispersants affects the digestive and respiration systems, as well as harming larvae, and is proven toxic to animals in all stages of life. One of the most difficult decisions surrounding oil spills cleanup process is the trade-off between dispersant uses and results compared to the toxicological and ecological effects of them. Currently, protocol includes using mechanical equipment, including skimmers and booms. However, dispersants are also used. Dispersants are put into place so that oil can be transferred to the water column from the surface. The aim is to get them applied before oil reaches the shore, which they hope will decrease the amount of exposure that animals that live on the surface get. Human health can be negatively affected by oil spills by inhaling with, making contact with, or eating oil-contaminated products. This can, however, be prevented by simple precautions such as wearing gloves and masks while doing cleanup. One of the biggest causes of humans consuming contaminated products are from shellfish, because petroleum contaminates the tissue of crab and other shellfish. Therefore, until the collected contaminated food sources have been fully cleared of contamination, and until done so, it should and often is banned. Crude oil's main components are affiliated with aromatic hydrocarbons. The actual effect on humans is from different ingredients in crude oil. Some examples of this are how volatile organic compounds can irritate the central nervous system and respiratory system. Another ingredient, benzene, has been proven to cause leukemia if high doses are exposed into the environment. Another is naphthene, which evaporates more slowly than a lot of the other ones and is reasonably anticipated to cause cancer in humans, according to the National Toxicology Program. This theory that cancer is caused by this is because nasal tumors and lung cancer has been found in animals as a result of it. As well as affecting the environment and organisms, oil spills can also affect different industries and political views and parties. A community's or individual's beliefs can also be affected or have an effect. An example of another economy that is affected by oil spills is the fisheries industry. The fisheries industry is affected from officials not being able to release or sell fish or shellfish products because they may contain oil, which is harmful to humans. This takes a major effect on any fisheries business in the area, as it could put it out of business for any given time. Oil spills can also affect the tourism industry. This is because big spills of oil obviously puts boundaries on many leisure activities such as boating, swimming, and diving. This could be for a short period or a much longer one that could put many businesses such as restaurants and hotels out of commission. Therefore, the whole area could potentially be affected, both environmentally and economically. There was also some political unrest surrounding the incident. This is because after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, Barack Obama, who at the time was president, did not follow one of his campaign promises. This was that he would do a better job dealing with environmental disasters, and hoped to do better than Bush had with Hurricane Katrina. This made many angry and caused a lot of unrest. He also made plans in the early stages of his presidency to expand offshore drilling. After the BP oil rig disaster, many wanted him to cut back with those plans. Many other politicians thought he should have opposed the offshore drilling from the start. And as America Blog's John Avrosa stated, had the president sided with his friends and allies, with the people who got him elected, with his own promises, he wouldn't be in this mess. Although many were then turned against offshore drilling, 63% of the population were still in favor of it. As well as citizens being unhappy, a group of 10 coastal Democrats threatened to vote against the Senate if it included offshore drilling. During the aftermath of the BP oil spill, BP representatives made some very poor, insensitive, unethical remarks that offended a lot of people. Overall, BP went to extreme lengths to try and wriggle their way out of the situation, and CEO Tony Hayward suggested the environmental impact of the spill would be very, very modest. And after just a few hours after a U.S. Congressional Committee interrogation on the oil spill, pictures were released of him having a yacht race with friends. Clearly no moral respect for the community, the environment, or the 11 that died during the disaster. Also, and perhaps the worst display of ethical beliefs, was the fact that BP sponsored Yahoo pop-up ads linking to BP's own site if anyone searched for information about the effects of the oil spill. As you can see, BP made some extremely uneducated, unethical decisions. BP's handling of the oil spill from a crisis management perspective will go down in history as one of the great examples of how to make a bad situation worse by bad communications, said Michael Gordon of New York-based Crisis PR Film Group. I believe that the statement of inquiry means that we have the power to change the world for future generations, and that we have to be the ones to do it. We have to start thinking sustainably and not take resources for granted. If we continue to treat the earth the way we do, there may not be a livable earth left. Therefore, we have to educate those around us, as well as keeping our own morals close. You as an individual can be the change, but you must also inspire others.